Our political commentator Colin James, he is at the Labour Party conference in Christchurch this weekend. He joins me now. Kia ora, Colin.
Kia ora, Rachel.
So, why Christchurch, I guess? Why is the Labour Party conference in Christchurch?
Well, David Cunliffe last night used an old-fashioned word. He used the Labour word, the word solidarity, solidarity with the people of Christchurch. And he talked of a number of things, including the foreign-owned insurance companies. And based on that, there's a proposal for a government-backed insurance company. So
they're there to show solidarity, but are there still, some divisions within the Labour Party?
There's the solidarity within the Labour Party. There's operational unity, and I'm pretty sure that operational unity will apply all the way through to the election. Is there a deeper unity? I think we've yet to see whether there is a deeper unity and whether that evolves over time under David Cunliffe's leadership. But there's a fairly good mood at the conference, one should say that, and they're quite good numbers. It's often not so easy to get good numbers down to Christchurch, but they have.
What about the positioning of the Labour Party, Colin? Because under David Cunliffe, the party seems to be more left, certainly, than, say, centre-left.
Well, it had already moved left in the previous 3 years or so. Even before the 2011 election, it was lefter than it had been in 2008. I think David Cunliffe's campaign for the leadership and his activity since has made it look a bit more left. But we should be careful not to take that too far, because the workshops at the conference have quite clearly rejected the bigger leftward shifts that some people in the party wanted to make. For instance, the banning of fossil fuels, well, that's out. And the superannuation, they've kept the flexibility for a future Labour government to raise the age of superannuation. There's a number like that. So they haven't lurched a long way to the left. I think you'd still describe the Labour as centre-left rather than left. I should say that it is proposing, and this is at the core of this, proposing a more active government. And a more active government obviously looks a bit more left, but it's an active government with a bit of difference, an active government that aims to have partnerships with people rather than just top-down. So we'll see whether or not they can develop policies that really fit that.
You mentioned there's been a number of workshops, Colin. I just want to touch on the TPP workshop as well. Where is Labour positioning itself on that at the moment?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about that, but only 8 people turned up to the workshop, suggested it wasn't that big an issue for most people. And Phil Goff came armed with the answers that he'd just received on Thursday to 60 written questions, which address almost all of the concerns that the Labour Party has about the TPP, with one exception that's still a bit murky around intellectual property. But that ought to enable the leadership, if it wants to, and I think it does want to come in behind the TPP once it knows what's in it.
So what does David Cunliffe, I guess, getting back to the conference per se, what does he have to achieve this weekend as the leader of Labour?
Well, he's got to first of all present himself to the party and get acceptance from the party. By the way, he has said that this is he's sweated more blood over this speech, this major speech, than any other. But secondly, he then has to present the party out to a wider public. And there's a problem there of just how representative this Labour Party is seen to be. It calls itself a broad church. But would enough New Zealanders feel comfortable sitting in the pews? And that's his big job. It's not just to bring back the missing million, as they call it, the Labour voters who didn't vote last time and still aren't really fully intending to vote. It's also to spread Labour so that it looks much more like representative of New Zealand society rather than the New Zealand Labour Party.
Colin James, our political commentator in Christchurch. Thanks so much.
Thank you.